Hi everyone, this is our lesson 5, and as it was promised to you, we're going to learn how to play on your string A, and also I will teach you how to recognize your notes in music sheet. So till the end of this lesson you will be able to read notes that belong to string A, and you will be able to transfer them to violin and actually perform something. Within our Violin for Beginners course, we will learn 5 notes on each string. And it will be 5 because we have open string, we have first finger, second finger, third finger, and fourth finger. So when you're learning how to play on a string A, and when you starting to practice to press your fingers, I suggest you put your bow down and focus purely on your left hand, because when you're trying to split your attention to your violin and to your bow, it's gonna create mess everywhere, because you are not that fluent in holding violin and holding bow and doing those two things together. So I suggest until you feel comfortable of pressing strings and producing some sounds, you need to practice without your bow. So we're going to use new trick with you. It's new tool that we call pizzicato. It's when you basically using your finger to stroke the string. So here you go, your violin. Your left hand should be very relaxed, and you need to make sure that there's no tenseness. You hold your hand like this, you need to hold your hand like this, very natural position, and just place it on violin. Practice few times. And as you see, my fingers are taking this specific shape as I fix it on the neck of the violin. So as you remember, I introduced you to one exercise that's helping you to position your fingers in correct way and helping you to make sure that they are spaced in the right way. So if you've forgotten that, I will refresh it in your memory. So you need to place your first finger on string E, second finger on string A, third finger on string D, and fourth finger on string G. So when you've done that, you just release your fingers. You can you can make the position a little bit more comfortable for yourself, and make sure that you remain your fingers in this position. Now, before you start pressing, there's the best place where on your finger that you should use to press your fingers, and we can even draw on your fingers to make sure that you press in that correct place. So then in the future it will save you a lot of headache of trying to fix your fingers in correct way. So if you start practicing in the best way at the beginning, so then it will make your life much easier. So right in the middle of your finger, you just you can draw kind of a line, and that will be the line that should be pressing the string. This is the exact spot that will be pressing your string. So make sure that your hand is relaxed and try to press each finger based on the mark that you just made. So first, second, third, and fourth. First might be not exactly in the same spot, but try to aim for that. Okay, so this is the position of your fingers on string E. Now we have, as you know, or maybe you don't know, we have C major scale. So your C major scale has 7 notes, and they're organized in certain order. So you have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. If we start from A, and we need to have 5 notes. So we have 5 notes that we're learning within beginner course for violin. We have 5 notes on our A string. So A will be 0. This means no fingers pressing this note. B will be first finger, C will be second finger, and then we go into D. So D will be third finger and E will be fourth finger. So you can see we have 5 notes, and this scale C major, it's kind of goes like in a circle. It keeps repeating. So whenever you have C, after C always you will have D. Whenever you have D, after D you're always gonna have E. After E you're always gonna have F. So basically, when we're talking in terms of your notes on string A, we will get, I will draw here your 5 lines. 2, 3, 4, 5. This is our stuff. Yeah. Treble clef. And I have A, that will be 0, open string, no fingers. I have B, that will be my first finger. I have C, this will be my second finger. I have D, this is my third finger. And I have E, this is my fourth finger. So let's write their names: A, B, C, D, E. Those are 5 notes that you have on your string A. So how to recognize them on the stuff? So you need to count lines. So whenever you see a note that is placed 1, 2, let's mark the numbers of our lines. So this is first line, this is second, this is third, fourth, and fifth. And we can also write the numbers of our spaces: 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So whenever you see note that is placed in your second space, this note will be A. Whenever you see note that's placed on your third line, you see third line, this is always going to be B. C is placed on your third space, D placed on your fourth line, and E placed on your fourth space. This is something what you're going to need to learn. It's kind of like a piece of theory in this course, but it is very important that you memorize where each note is placed on the staff, because it's going to allow you to read the music script. So let's find those notes on violin. So you have your pizzicato tool, so your 3 fingers need to be hidden, and 2 fingers you leave like if you were to pinch someone. You place your thumb here, and let's play. So this is your A. After, you need to press your first finger. Make sure that you pressing it properly. You need to press the string need to touch the violin. String need to touch this wooden part. Yeah, so then it will give you good sound. If it's not touching, or if you didn't press it properly, so then your sound will be very dull. Yeah, it will be lacking brightness. Okay, so this is our B over here on third line. After we need to make space here between first and second finger. We're placing our C. D and C you need to place together. This is kind of the best and the easiest position for beginners who's starting to play violin as a beginner. So make sure that you have that you placed your second and third fingers together. So, and E will be your fourth finger, and make sure that you have space here between your third and fourth finger. So this is the perfect position. So you need to aim for this position. So after, you need to go back. So E, D. As you remove your finger, make sure to hold it, to keep it above the string. This is very important. You will be tempted too much, especially with pinky, to roll it, to hide it, and it will be difficult. It will be difficult to control it, but you need to be ready for that, and make sure that you're holding your fingers above the strings as much as is possible. So D, C, B, A. If you will look at your fingers, you will see really like painful marks, and they're gonna become even more painful as you start this path of learning how to press your fingers. Your fingers will be in pain, and they will be in pain till the moment when you build kind of like a hard layer of skin on top of your on tip of your finger. But believe me, after you build it up, then it's very easy, and your sound, in fact, will become very bright and good quality one. All right, so let's the exercise that I suggest for beginners to make sure that their fingers are building those muscles needed to press strings. It's just simple repetition. Yeah, so you play A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B. Now you can press B, C, B, C, B, C, B, C, C, D, C, D, C, D, C, D, D, E, D, E, D, E, D, E, D, E, D, E, D, D, C, D, C, D, C, D, C, C, B, C, B, C, B, C, B, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A. On top of that, I always like the exercise when you skip in one finger after you skip in two fingers and three fingers and so on. So you're starting the exercise in exactly the same way. So A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, and now A, C. Skipping your first finger, so first finger won't be pressing anything. A, C, A, C, A, C, A, C, A, D, A, D, A, D, A, D, A, E, A, E, A, E, A, E, E, A, E, A, E, A, E, A, D, A, D, A, D, A, D, A, C, A, C, A, C, A, C, A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A, A. Try to recognize the melody in this exercise. Try to follow the melody. Don't just take it as a simple exercise. If you were listening carefully right now, you must have heard that I didn't stop between I didn't make a gap when I was changing my fingers. Yeah, so I kind of started this exercise, and I took it to the E, and I came back to the A, and there was no gaps in between my notes. So my fingers were very organized, and I turned this exercise into little performance. So also what I suggest and what we're going to be using in the future in our intermediate course, you need to try to start to play this exercise from very low sounds. That's something what we call piano. When you reach your second and third fingers, you need to try to increase your sound a little bit. So that's what we call to make crescendo, Italian term. You need to make a little bit crescendo, and as you reach your fourth finger, you need to turn it into forte. Forte is very loud and open sound, and as you go back, you kind of reverse those dynamics, and you use forte for your fourth finger. After between your D and C two middle fingers, you kind of turn it into diminuendo, that is slowly getting more soft and quiet. That's what we're talking. That's what we said in terms of dynamic. And when you reach first finger and your open string, so then it's getting is turning it into a piano. So try to use this dynamics because it's really gonna add some colors to your exercise. So let's try. So piano, very soft. A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B. But don't forget that your fingers should still work very good, very organized. So it doesn't reflect on quality of work of your fingers. Yeah. A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A, C, increase. A, D, A, D, A, D, A, D, A, E, A, E, crescendo. Diminuendo, dying out slowly. All right, this is it for this lesson. I hope I didn't overload you with information, and let's summarize now what you need to do and what you need to practice and work on after this lesson. So first of all, I suggest you spend at least 1 week practicing on your string A. If you cannot wait to move to string D, of course I cannot stop you, so that's your choice. But as a teacher, I suggest to sit at least for 1 week on exercising on a string A. So first of all, you need to learn your notes. You need to know that open string is A, first finger is B, second finger is C, third finger is D, and fourth finger is E. You need to be able to recognize those notes on the stuff. And if you want me to send some PDF music sheets to support your practice on A string, you just need to drop me a message in our chat for this course, and I will happily send you all those materials that I'm using with my students. It will be very helpful for you, and it will help you to practice recognizing notes, because in terms of exercising, it's not just matter of exercising to place your fingers on violin. You need to exercise to recognize notes. Now they all organize in the same order because they go up, but in those exercises that I can send to you, they all kind of spread around, and they mixed and matched in different ways. So it will be really good practice for you to recognize notes on the music stuff. Okay, so this is number one. You need to learn your notes, and you need to be able to recognize them on music stuff. Then you're gonna need to practice obviously on violin. So those 2 exercises, actually 3, yeah, how to keep your fingers above the strings. This, I think, it's first exercise. Second exercise, when you just place your fingers one by one on string and make sure that they are kind of organized, and it's not going to be easy. The way it looks easy when I'm doing it, it's not going to be that easy when you're doing that, believe me. And third exercise finally is when you skip your fingers, and I suggest you also try to implement dynamics, because it's gonna just give colors. As I already mentioned, it's gonna give colors to your exercise. Okay, see you in our lesson 6.